Hey there YouTube, how's it going? My name is Mary, I'm a Canadian citizen and I've moved to Costa Rica and I am a prepper. Just so happens today I am wearing my Rebel News t-shirt. It says keep fighting for freedom, and that's what I've been trying to do for the past 2.5, 3 years. So I want to introduce my prepper playlist to you and explain a little bit of what that means and what I'm talking about. I would say it was about in 2018, 2019, I really started getting into bushcraft, survival skills. I've always been a lot into hiking and camping, and with that comes a certain amount of knowledge about first aid. I've always had a background of work about emergency management and always been involved in basic first aid. I've had a few experiences as far as health and safety and preparedness. Being prepared, being a Girl Guide has come along into my life, and over the years it just got more and more important. And what are prepping skills? What are people talking about being a prepper? I think a while ago it was kind of like these crazy people that were like setting up bunkers and you know, storing away tons of food and whatnot. But in the last 2 years it's actually become really important, and the basics of it is just being prepared for what might happen to you. It's not about being scared, it's about being prepared, right? As you would put on your seatbelt, right, to keep you safe when you travel in the car. There's a lot of things that we can do in our day-to-day lives to keep us safe for unforeseen or future events that are going to happen. And one day something's going to happen and we're going to need to react. And I firmly believe that we can no longer depend on the healthcare system, the government, and sometimes even your municipal body or your community to help you out and to take care of you. It's now the time to take care of ourselves, and we need to be working every day towards learning more and more about how to take care of ourselves, and I firmly believe that. A few hours ago my dog showed up with a gaping wound on the side of her body, on her chest, on the side of her barrel. And I'm in a place with very few medical supplies. I can't get to a vet, and luckily she's not bleeding, but I've got to close this wound, hold it together until I can get to a vet. And it just brings up so many, you know, like lessons and what I've been wanting to do and why we prepare. And you know, being a prepper at home in your own country is one thing, and yeah, you go to the store and you buy some extra cans of tuna because they're on sale, and you buy some aspirin because you might need it. Maybe you're buying gold or silver because you're freaked out about what's happening in the banking world in the United States. But when it comes down to it, you know, like, how do you react and what do you do in an emergency situation? And I'm not saying like this is a huge emergency. You know, when I saw it, her wound, I was freaked out. I didn't even see what it was. I was confused, like, what is this? You know, I have no idea how it happened. So I was kind of in shock for about 10 seconds, and then I just moved and I just got out the antiseptic spray and tried to do what I could. But you know, there's so much stuff going on right now, and not being in my own country where communication is kind of ineffective or can be take longer, and I don't have all the proper words. Obviously I don't. You know what? One thing to say is our vet bills are way cheaper here than in Canada. Mind you, my vet that I know of closes at 5 p.m. I'm an hour away and I don't have a car. So, you know what? You know, a real reason why I think that prepping and being prepared to take care of ourselves in any situation is so important is because I want to opt out. I want to opt out of this one world government. I want to opt out of this super controlled kind of system where we have to, you know, here in Costa Rica, for example, there's been times where I have to show my passport just to buy a shovel. You know, like, you'd be surprised, but in a third world country here in Costa Rica, yes, it's classified as a third world country. The amount of public surveillance is nothing like I've seen in Canada or in the United States. The public surveillance in cities is quite impressive. They have cameras that actually check the road and then rotate to follow certain cars. So welcome to the Growing Gringa Prepper playlist. Okay, so a couple weeks ago I was in San Jose, the capital of Costa Rica, and I went shopping for some prepper supplies. So stay tuned, here we go. Alright, I made it to navigating through the city and we're going right there. It's an army surplus store and I guess this is a tinfoil hat preppers part video, and I am looking for something very particular. I'm looking for one of those old metal boxes that they used to keep ammo in, and not sure I'm gonna find it here, but we'll see. Hola.
Vale, este es el pequeño, ¿verdad?
Mosquito net.
Oh, este es el grande.
Ah, es grande.
Yeah, this is the double. Manera.
¿Es cuánto cuestas?
This is 25.
25?
25,000 colones.
25,000. Okay. So that's about $50 $50. Okay.
So you hold this from here.
That's a pretty good price. Perfecto. Gracias.
And the small one, 15.
Okay, it's about half this size. Okay. 15,000 colones por el pequeño. Okay. Gracias. Gracias. Alright, so I was looking for a metal ammo can and some pepper spray and they didn't have either of them. The mosquito net is pretty cool, but it's not really something I really need right now. So let's go to the next store. Alright guys, so here I am in front of my next shop. It's inside the fire hall and it's called Tiendra 715, and I'm guessing it's their fire hall number, so I'm gonna go ask and find out if it's true. Hola señor, aquí es Tiendra. Hay una tienda aquí.
Tienda 715.
¿Sí?
Sí.
¿Es aquí?
Sí.
Ah, ¿aquí?
Va a pasar.
Perdón.
Va a pasar a la tienda.
Sí.
Permítame la identificación.
Sí. Pasaporte.
Correcto.
Here we got some old fire trucks. I guess they're a little bit concerned about safety because it's in a public building, it serves public services. So he's just gonna check out my passport and hopefully I'll be allowed to enter. Hola. ¿Es por Tiendra? Gracias. Little boy's dream. Hola.
¿Qué le podemos servir?
Got some pelican case. We got some pair of shears, multi-tool, 11 tools in one, some kick-ass scissors. Folding saw, I got one of those. Entrenching tool, looks like a shovel. I would love to have one of these ones. Just a little bit less a little bit less mean looking. Stethoscope could be good for emergency first aid. Infrared thermometers. What is that? Pulse oximeter. Here we have a tourniquet, which is if in your survival situation in the end of the world and you can't get to a doctor, in this case save your life. It is $29,700, so about 70 bucks. Might be a good purchase, but not quite what I'm looking for today. This here is a metal case. Isothermal emergency blanket. Oh, I got like 3 of those. Rechargeable lamps, headlights, batteries, flashlights. Some pretty good quality stuff here. Knives. Alright guys, so we made it to the last store that I wanted to shop out. It's Stone Mountain Outdoors, and I admit I'm a little bit disappointed. It would be a great place to go if you're gonna get in, if you're into rock climbing and fishing. They seem to have a good collection of that kind of stuff, but as far as what I was looking for, I got left alone. The only thing I did get is this Coghlan's repair kit for my tent, which has one of those famously cracked fiberglass tent poles. But then I just noticed this shop right next door, Solin Tech. If you know what, if you worked in the emergency services or you want to have a mask, there's some masks here that can prevent you from gases, and it looks like they have some oxygen meters here, and they got this funky guy with an oxygen tank. So you know what, if you thought you were gonna be in a position where you're gonna be shot by some toxic gases, you never know. Some stuff like that happened in the United States a couple weeks ago. So those are the kinds of things that when I talk about survival and prepping, that's what we need to be looking at and take care of ourselves, because nobody else is going to do it for us. So we're done with the city, we're done with going around to shops, we're heading to La Fortuna, so let's go.